Good morning students, this is another example of the electric field at a point due to presence of many charges. Here in this question you see in the figure the potentials at points A and B are VA and VB respectively. Calculate VA minus VB, that means potential difference between point A and point B for the given arrangement. So students, in this figure you can see point A is at distance x from positive q charge and point B is at a distance of x plus y from positive q charge. What about negative q charge? Point A is at a distance of x plus y from negative q charge and point B is at a distance of x from negative charge. So first of all, in the presence of plus q charge and minus q charge, what is the value of potential at A? So potential at A is going to be sum of the potential due to positive charge, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by x, and potential due to negative q charge, that is minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by x plus y. So this is common, constant. If we take LCM of q by x and minus q by x plus y, easily you can find value of the potential at A, that going to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into y divided by x into x plus y. Similarly, potential at B due to positive q charge 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by x plus y, and potential at B due to negative q charge, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by x. Again, if we take LCM and solve, we are going to get potential at B in the presence of both the charges, positive q and negative charge, that is equal to minus of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught qy divided by x plus y. Now, what will be the value of VA minus VB? So potential at A, this is VA, and this is the value. Potential at B with this value. When we write VA minus VB, VB is already negative, so it becomes minus times minus, that is equal to plus. So potential difference between point VA and VB is going to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2qy divided by x into x plus y. This would be the answer. After the numerical question, now we are moving to a very important topic of this chapter, that is equipotential surface. What is equipotential surface? Equi means equal, and potential, you know. So equipotential surface is a surface on which potential is remaining equal. This is the meaning of equipotential surface. We can define equipotential surface as any surface that has same electric potential at every point on it is called equipotential surface. So students, you know, potential in the presence of a point charge at a point depends on two factors. First, what is magnitude of the charge? Potential is directly proportional to magnitude of the charge, as well as potential is inversely proportional to distance of that point, that is V is proportional to 1 by R. So this is a point charge. So imagine how many points in its nearby space can be equidistant. Equidistant means the points whose distance from the given charge will be equal. So if we see a three-dimensional figure, if tip of this pen is a charge, all the points which are at the same distance from this tip of the pen, they are going to form a sphere. So that is why for a point charge, equipotential surface is a sphere of certain radius in its nearby surrounding. So as many spheres we can draw, the potential on each point of that sphere is going to be same in the presence of this charge. Here you can see all these spheres S1, S2, S3, S4 and so on. They are equipotential surfaces for this point charge. Means potential at all the points of this surface S1 is going to be equal. Similarly, potential at all the points of surface S2 is going to be equal. S3 is equipotential surface. Similarly, S4 is equipotential surface. But potential on the surface of S3 is going to be less than potential on the surface of S2. As we move away from the given point charge, there are so many equipotential surfaces, but potential on their surface going to decrease gradually as distance from the given charge R is increasing. Students, see, these are the shapes of the equipotential surfaces for the various charge distributions of various charge systems. Suppose there is a point charge, the equipotential surface of this point charge is going to be concentric spheres or concentric spherical cells. The electric lines of force moving perpendicular to the direction of the equipotential surface. For a system of two opposite charges, plus q and minus q, these are equipotential surfaces centered at both the charges. These are electric lines of force. For a system of two similar charges, suppose both the charges are plus q and plus q, these are equipotential surfaces, concentric spheres, electric lines of force moving out from the surface of the spheres. In an uniform electric field, if the electric field is uniform, electric lines of force are going to be parallel lines, but equipotential surfaces are equidistant planes. Here, potential on each point of a plane is going to remain same. That is why this plane is said to be an equipotential surface. So these are the shapes of the equipotential surface for various charge systems. Students, now we are going to see what are the important properties of equipotential surfaces. So first property of the equipotential surface is no work is done in moving a test charge over an equipotential surface. Students, see in this figure, this is a positive charge, suppose plus q, placed at O or at the center of a sphere. The radius of the sphere is R. So potential at each point of the sphere is going to be same. It means this sphere is equipotential surface of this charge. Suppose a charge Q0 is to be moved from point A to point B, and potential at A is VA, potential at B is VB. As point A and B both are lying on the same equipotential surface, so potential at A is going to be potential at B. And what is potential difference between 2 points? VA minus VB, and that going to be 0. So amount of work done to move Q0 charge from A to B, as by the definition of potential difference, we know that charge multiplied by potential difference is equal to the amount of work. That is why if VA minus VB is 0, then work done is going to be 0. This is first property. To move any charge from one point to the other of an equipotential surface, the work done is going to be 0. This is another property of the equipotential surface. The second property, electric field is normal to the equipotential surface. It means the electric line of force due to a charge and its equipotential surface, they are perpendicular to each other. How you can prove this? As in the previous property, we have proved work done to move a test charge Q0 from point A to point B is 0. Now suppose force experienced by the test charge at point A in the presence of this charge positive Q is going to be F is equal to charge multiplied by the electric field. Suppose electric field at the position A is E. Now if work is to be done by this electric field, as electric field is force experienced by the unit charge or test charge at point A. So work done calculated in terms of electric field, that is force and displacement, that going to be dW equals Q naught E, that is force multiplied by path of displacement dl cos theta, angle between path of displacement and direction of the force, that is Q naught into E. So this work is already 0 as point A and B are on the equipotential surface. It means Q naught into E dl cos theta is equal to 0. Here you can see in these quantities Q naught is not as 0 charge. Electric field cannot be 0 in the presence of this finite charge. Electric field going to have a finite value. dl path cannot be 0 till point A and B or two separate points. It means cos theta is going to be 0, and cos theta is 0 in the case if theta is equal to pi by 2 or 90 degree. What it means, direction of the path A to B and direction of the electric field in the space, they are perpendicular to each other. This is second property of the equipotential surface. This is third property of the equipotential surface. This is equipotential surfaces are closer together in the region of strong electric field and farther apart in the region of weak electric field. Students, by the relation between electric field and potential gradient, we have seen E is equal to minus dV by dr, or we can write dr is equal to minus of dV by E. If dV is a constant, it means change in potential is remaining constant. In that condition, dr is going to be inversely proportional to electric field. What it means, the spacing between the equipotential surfaces will be smaller if the electric field is strong. If E is more, dr is going to be less. If E is less, dr going to be more. In a weak electric field, spacing between equipotential surfaces is going to be more. This is third property. Students, fourth property of the equipotential surface, no two equipotential surfaces intersect each other. If two equipotential surfaces intersect at a point, they are going to be two values of the electric potential at the same point in the presence of the charge, and that is not possible. That is why two equipotential surfaces never intersect each other in the presence of a charge. This is fourth property. So students, in the coming videos we will discuss about energy of a charge in the presence of electric field and what can be the potential energy or electrostatic potential energy of a system of charges. Students, see, this is another numerical based on equipotential surface as well as relation between electric field and potential gradient. See, in the question, figure shows some equipotential surfaces. What can you say about the magnitude and direction of the electric field? This is y-axis, this is x-axis. These are equipotential surfaces parallel to each other. Each equipotential surface is making an angle of 30 degree with the x-axis, and potential difference between them 10 volt, 20 volt, 30 volt, 40 volt means potential difference between equipotential surfaces 10 volt. Now we have to find direction and magnitude of the electric field. To find the magnitude of electric field, as we know, electric field lines are always perpendicular to the direction of the equipotential surface, or the direction of electric field is normal to direction of the equipotential surface. Students, see, this is direction of the electric field, that is capital E. So what can be the value of dr? Dr means perpendicular distance or normal distance between two equipotential surfaces. Normal distance between two equipotential surfaces is AB, and that going to be distance between two equipotential surfaces along x-axis is 10 centimeter. This distance AC is 10 centimeter. This angle is 30 degree, so that this angle is 60 degree. So what can be the normal distance between two equipotential surfaces? That is 10 centimeter into cos 60, as cos 60 degree is equal to AB divided by AC. So what is value of AB? AC multiplied by cos 60, and value of cos 60 degree is 1 by 2. Therefore distance, normal distance between two equipotential surfaces is 5 centimeter. 10 multiplied by 1 by 2. Now what is potential difference between two equipotential surfaces? dV is equal to potential of the first surface, that is 10 volt, potential of the second surface, that is 20 volt, and potential difference is minus 10 volt. And by the relation between electric field and potential gradient, as we know, E is equal to minus dV by dr. So what can be the value of E, that is magnitude of the electric field in the region? E is equal to minus 10, that is dV, divided by dr, that is 5 centimeter converted to meter. It can be written 5 into 10 to power minus 2. After calculation, the value of the electric field in the region is 20 volt per meter. Now question is, what can be the direction of the electric field? So here you can see in the figure, direction of the electric field is perpendicular to the equipotential surface. It means this angle is 90 degree and this angle is given 30 degree. So what is the direction of electric field? Electric field makes an angle of 120 degree with positive x-axis. This would be the answer. Thank you, students.